talking about your childhood in Nashville, Tennessee.
Well, in Nashville, we lived in Nashville, but we lived on a plot of ground that had an old uh, pre-Civil War house on it, and there was a 2-acre area associated with that, and it was big enough to raise cows on, or we kept a Jersey cow for our own milk, and I had to learn how to milk a cow before I'd go to school and get my hands washed well before I go to school. Then, and I got a nickname of Moo Cow Mitchum. So, so I had to overcome that little deficit along with everything else that happened during high school. But I really enjoyed growing up there. And we also had my father and his brother and their father had bought a farm or several farms out around Nashville, and one of them, especially, they had a beautiful log cabin built on it, a two-story log cabin with a balcony that looked over a large fireplace, and it was about 400 acres. It had a beautiful stream flowing through it with smallmouth bass in it, and for 2 or 3 summers, our family moved out there during vacation time, and I became a dirt farmer, at least, and I was earning 50 cents a day. I thought I was doing pretty well. One time we went and helped somebody on another farm, and I got $1 a day. I thought I was really, wow, this is pretty good. So, and I kept a little book on it. And all during high school and even into college, we would go out there and help out when it was needed. We grew corn, and there was cattle and hogs on the place, but I mainly was chopping the Johnson grass out of the corn rows, and some of those rows were awfully long by the time summer was over. So I grew up with my home in the town, but then I had a sort of a background of farming along with that, so that was very nice. And I went on to Vanderbilt. I couldn't figure out what I was going to major in, so anybody who doesn't know what they're going to major in, they take business. So I started out as a business major, and then somewhere along the line began to take economics, and that was a very dull. I've never been so bored in all my life. So my mother said, "Why don't you take one course in geology?" She had taken it under a previous professor there. So I took Dr. Willard Jewell's introductory course, and after about 2 sessions of that, I knew that I had to change. But I was a junior by then in college, so I really had to do some fast maneuvering to change my major and get all of my required courses in by the end of graduation, which I did. But then I stayed on for my master's there, and I was still taking introductory, required courses for that. So